good evening. I'm here at the Kanjamalai at one of its faces, and so this is very calm place, and there is some place for a picnic, and uh, like so there is also a water a reservoir, like a dam, like here a small check dam, and I wonder how water is coming out through. So river Amaravati or river Vellar, there is um, a cross flowing river across maybe like this coral mountain, and so from here I could see the other mountains that side, and so there are only so this is not a cliff, this is a valley, and there is only a few places where we could see the other part of the world, other mountains and the lands. So again, this place is similar to Ooty, a hill station shown in the television, and uh, there are nice flowers, and about the mountain cultivation, about the hilly cultivation, already like uh, I have learnt that the mountain cultivation will be slopes, on the slopes, and huge amount of water is let into the slopes, like a waterfall for the cultivation, and um, I wonder about the crops grown here. Usually about the mountain and hilly regions, about this bamboo, rice, and bamboo is grown mostly, and uh, there are a lot of birds here in, and small birds chipping into, and so like and um, again there are some stones and cactus. Usually the cactus are growing on in certain hilly regions, and the cactus here is small chapati kalli, so they call it as a uh, um, club foot cactus, and so there is a pathway into the forest, and to the top, and it's this region is about a deciduous forest, different from the dense forest, and so I was thinking about deciduous forest. I have to go more on it, and the sun is shining very bright, and so this place is a very good place to dwell in. There are a lot of dwellings, and there are a lot of people, and so while coming I was questioned by a farmer, there is no road about on the other side, and this side when I came it was there was a road, and about this place has some stones to sit, and mm, there are no things. So about a lot of stones are found, and I found some round rock. So to show you about quartz. Um, it's like this is the quartz. So this one is the quartz. So this is a brown quartz. Then about the other piece of stones, this is something like quartz, and it has combined it in it. So this is a part of quartz and magnesite. So there are like a lot of stones around, and so here there are such stones these are similar to a magnesite stones, but these are brown color. So I would call as brown magnesite, but I don't know whether it's like brown magnesite exits. So there are certain stones called feldspar, and these are like similar to feldspar. And about the people here, it is like they have a good voice, and so again they are like sitapals freely hanging, so we can pluck it and eat if we are hungry on. And uh, so like most of the day it is like a cool climate, and the nights would be very cool, I think. So um, like the crops on the mountain again, so a lot of flowers. So like Malargale, Malargale, Idenna Kanava. That too, in that song, Nagma, like she would be hugging on to the flowers in the bottom. So here we can hug the flowers from standing. So it's like full of flowery show here. So we can create a flower show and a nice location. So about why like people are afraid about. It is like people would they are certain about money, and about like uh, they are mostly like reliable, and they rely on certain people about the dwellings, and about giving the land, or about the property. So about the land and cultivation and crops. So like there is a private land called a patta, uh, like so there is a government land, Poromboku land, and Patta land. So most of the villages, the people don't get Patta for the land. But they cultivate it generations after generations. So it is like it's not like very difficult for the municipality to find or to engage with them. It is like it is a responsibility that every land gets its own kind of fertilization, own kind of crops, and own kind of cultivation, so that the earth is saved. Like we do not create disaster to the land and to the ozone layer. So about cultivation, about crops cultivation, like it affects only a few percent of the ozone layer, rather than the chemicals and the industrial findings. So like mostly it is the crops are indeed very much important to the human health, and to the human life, and to the farmers, and as well as the gazana. It means uh, um, the tax and the income of the government. So more to talk on.